Hello, I forgot to unmute. I forgot to unmute. A simple thing. And it's because I'm not wearing my headphones right now. I'm wearing different earphones, so I couldn't even tell that I was on mute. Hi, Sprockets. Thank you for looking out for me. Welcome. This is very funny now to be doing like an intro again. If people are like watching the VOD and they're just like, there's a good like solid 3 or 4 minutes at the beginning where they're just not talking. I see the lip flaps, but no sound coming out. Very unprofessional. But let me redo the little introduction that I had about this stream. For anyone watching the VOD, welcome. My name is Goodle, and I'm a VTuber and an artist, and I'm gonna be streaming some art tonight. Hello, Mars Greek God. Oh, hey, hello. So, welcome. So, as an introduction for what's going to be happening tonight, first of all, anyone who's here from D&D Reddits or from Twitter and is familiar with D&D stuff but not familiar with what VTubers are, hello, I'm a VTuber, it's me. I'm a little cup of noodles wearing a fake mustache and hat specifically because it's fancy for art. Otherwise, I'm just a cartoon character who streams like a cup of noodles. Hello, my name is Cup Goodle, and I'm gonna be doing some art streams, some late night art streams, and looking for looking for new topics to draw and new like subjects to draw, not knowing like what to draw for myself every week. I turn to the type of subject that I love dearly, which is D&D. I've been drawing my own characters, and I've drawn like a lot of the characters that I've played as in campaigns, and so I turned to Reddit and turned to Twitter to draw people's characters. I wanted people to give me their characters to draw. So I just made an announcement on Twitter and made an announcement on Reddit saying, hey, I will draw your characters, and, you know, I'll do it for free. It's for my practice. This just sort of, you know, just expected to be kind of sketches or incomplete or anything like that, but I'll pick some and I'll do it for free. Naturally, the response was huge. Naturally, like, people are clamoring for character art. Everyone fucking loves character art. I love character art. So naturally, the response was huge. 100 posts in just like half a day with people who, you know, love their characters and want to see art of it. And so I was able to pick a few out that I'm going to be doing this week, tonight and on Sunday. And I saved, like, I rolled a bunch of random dice, and I rolled see, like, all right, we got like 100 things. I can roll the D100 and see what's in. So I rolled a bunch of times and took the ones that were selected and just sort of took screenshots of them. I contacted a few of the people who I'm going to be starting with this week or next week, you know, double checked, like, hey, just want to let you know, like, you know, this is just for practice. It's just sort of a hobby that I want to do. So it might not be colored. Like, some of these might not be colored. Some of these might be a little bit sketchier, a little bit more amateurish. Is that all right with you? Do you still want to go through with it? And people were super supportive. They were like, yeah, you take your time. And so I have some screenshots of some descriptions of characters that I'm going to be drawing today. All of these are just random characters that I have no connection to. I have no idea what even half of their names are. And they're just from random strangers. But by gosh, do I like D&D characters. So let me see. Mars, what are you saying here? Can I request characters made by my random program? I'd prefer characters that people like use in their games, you know, like either like DMs and they're using their NPCs, or players using their characters that they want to play, because that feels more special, you know. Like if it's a character like what's the word? A player character, a PC that they're actually using. Everyone is looking for character art of that stuff, and so we're definitely gonna be prioritizing that. Honestly, I kind of wish I could prioritize people who have never gotten character art before, but I can't really, like, there's no way to tell whether that would be true, and I was worried that would turn a few people off if it seemed like, you know, they weren't going to be able to get their character drawn simply because they've had like a character drawn before. And I was like, no, you know what? Let's just have this fair and even playing field and just take random whatever people give me. Yeah, it was a lot. It was plenty today. But I'm gonna be starting with oops, I accidentally revealed my hand there. I was supposed to do it like this because it looks all cool when I do it like this. I was to go like that. That looks cool. You're not supposed to know it's detached. But I got some screenshots and I got some ASMR going for myself. Everyone else is listening to the background music, but I got just some of that good ASMR. Stick to theme, absolutely. Look at everything on my channel. We got the logo, we got the noodle bowl, we got me, we got all these, everything. I love theming. That's kind of why I like character designing too, and drawing characters, because characters have so much opportunity for theming. So let me see where the first one I was going to do was. it was... All right, I will read it to you guys so that you can hear what the description is. Angus Frostflagon is a 312-year-old dwarf. Good start for a D&D character. This is, by the way, this is by Reddit user Azarani Games. And they said I could shout them out, and I think they have a Twitter as well. So theirs was the first random selection. So Angus Frostflagon is a 312-year-old dwarf, a career sailor working on merchant ships. He has been tricked by a sea hag into becoming a fathomless warlock in exchange for saving his life when his ship capsized. Old and weary from a long life at sea. Hold on, let me put on an accent. Old and weary from a long life at sea, and now thrust into service against his will. He is over it. Over it. He's not an angry man, just old, tired, and grumpy. Already bald, he still has a long grey beard. Still. I mean, he already does. He still has a long grey beard and a bushy moustache. Though he has long since given up on maintaining them, so they have grown untidy. As a sailor, he is lean but muscular, accustomed to physical work, but not muscle-bound like other youthful adventurers. He still wears simple work clothes most days, though his time as an adventurer he has taken to wearing light armor when needed. Nothing more complicated or expensive than a simple leather jerkin that he could slide over his regular outfit. Slide over his regular outfit. That's a weird phrase to have to say in a Scottish accent. Slide over his regular outfit. He occasionally wears a headband to keep the sweat out of his eyes. His packed weapon is a bronze trident granted by the sea hag whom he serves. Since entering into his pact, he also finds pieces of driftwood and seaweed. So this is this grammar's a little weird, but I love this sentence. Since entering his pact, he also finds pieces of driftwood and seaweed find their way into his pockets and on his gear. Love that. Just random seaweed and driftwood just find their way into his pockets. Finally, he is never far from his pipe. One last pleasure that he can enjoy as he lives out the latter years of his life. So, we got a dwarven sailor. Old gray beard, bald, sort of sailor, like piratey, sailory, or maybe like a leather, just simple work clothes. And he's got a bronze trident that is his packed weapon. And he's constantly finds seaweed and stuff in his pockets. And he's smoking a pipe. So that seems like we got some stuff to do here. So let's start with so if he's got seaweed in his pocket, he's probably gonna be holding up hand like that. I should probably do this, or should we do a finger like that? And then there's gonna be like seaweed like coming down like that. So an old bald dwarf would have sort of a stocky shape like this, and sort of stub your legs. He's looking sort of a Santa beard to start. And let's move the hand over here. So I need him to be facing the other way. He's gonna be facing forward like that. the wrong angle. Gotta find the right angle. What is the foot angle here? What is the foot angle? It looks wrong for some reason. It looks wrong for some reason. Whoopsie. That's a bit better. That's a bit more even. Gotta make sure that it's even heel height. And then his chest is gonna be facing that direction. So his arm's gonna be kind of like not the elbow that high up. What angle should his... Yeah, I think his trident coming out this angle should be good. Break the coffin, as they say. Is that right? Yeah, I think right there. That, I think, is a good angle. So let's correct. The arm. That's fine for now. That's fine for now. Like, what the hell's in my pocket? Are you kidding me? And then... So his fist would be like this. But the fingers, they wouldn't be curled around like that. Well, maybe they could be, if I wanted them to be. If I wanted his wrist to be, like, flexing inward, then it could be, but... So it can either be like that, different hand positions, and I'm kind of thinking which one I want. Whether I want to be the hand hanging down, like with the knuckles kind of pointing towards the floor, or whether the hand is like kind of twisted up, as if he's like gripping it tight, and he's kind of his knuckles are kind of facing forward or upwards. And it feels like, you know, that body language is sort of two different emotions. Like upwards is very tense, like ready, like upset or ready to go. That would be like he's very upset at the seaweed that he's seeing. He's like, ah, damn it, like another one. Or like, oh my god, I can't believe it. And it's very relaxed if it's facing downwards. That's very relaxed, and he's just like, what the hell is this? Or like, ah, dang it, another one. So different body language based on the hand direction that I want to draw. So let's make a decision. I think well, let me see if I can get this down really well. It would be that. That's pretty good. The other version was more like that. Yeah, I feel like the more relaxed suits the vibe of this guy. If he's like always near his pipe, he's like, he doesn't really want to be part of this pact. It seems like he's more just like, ugh, dang it, like another piece of driftwood. So let's keep it that way. The hand is too big, though. The giant dwarf hand. And now what about the elbow angle? What about the elbow angle? That one, the trident would be going up, higher up towards the left. And the trident, if it was like that. The head angle is wrong and it's a little distracting for me. I think I'll go with this one, and then I can change it later if I want to. I gotta worry about the trident hitting the floor. Chest is over here. The shoulder would go down like this, and that would be closer. His arms are. This arm is too long. Okay, now time to fix his head. His head is at the wrong angle. Eye should be closer here. They probably got big bushy eyebrows. This one, though, would be farther down. Eyebrows covering his eyes to where you can barely see the eyes. Yeah, that's good. Just eyebrow character. Those are probably white eyebrows, though. Oops. All right, let's get head at a better angle. Alright. Looks pretty good. His body's leaning forward a little too much, but that's okay. I'm alright with it. Now, I was going to do a great big bushy beard. gonna have a little bit of like seaweed-like curls. Gotta get the brow. And cheeks. There we go. So you can see those ears over here. Ears generally go from like the bottom of the eyes to the like the top of the mouth. That's kind of the area that the ears tend to go, but some people have higher ears, some people have lower ears, bigger ears, smaller ears. So he's totally bald, so he's just going to stay like this. Do you think this character has normal people errands? My guess is that this character wants normal people errands. It sounds like they're in a pact with a otherworldly being, or like a sea hag, a sea witch, in order to do her bidding. This character probably wishes it had normal human errands or dwarven errands, as opposed to like needing to go betray someone who insulted this witch. He dreams of picking up groceries. I dream of just paying my taxes. I dream of serfdom. I just want to have to go to the DMV one day. It feels like his beard is too far forward on his face, but I guess it looks pretty good at both angles, so I'll keep it as is. So that's his. Oops. Let's keep those lines. Quite often my sketch layer just ends up being my final layer just because I'm just like, you know, I don't really feel like relining it. Let me just draw over it. Let me just make it less messy and just draw over it. This one is gonna be his beard going up. How do draw beard? I long for the days of dental appointments and a new couch. Dude, I fucking long for the days of dental appointment and new couch. New couch? That sounds fucking good. Alright, let's do ears. Which ear is this? This is it this way? Or is it that way? I think it's that way. It's always hard for me to remember how the ears go. But luckily, no one else remembers how yours go either, so no one's going to be able to tell that I'm wrong. Pretty sure the bump is on the inside of the head, yeah. Not the outside. Alright. He's got his oh, he has his pipe. He's got his long pipe. Let's make a new layer. I want it sticking out this way, but maybe it's not going to be. A sensical angle. Just a bit. Look at this pipe. Honestly, I don't hate that. That's very funny. I don't hate it. Otherwise, it'd be like this. Small and just over his shoulder like that. This is the sensical angle for it just to be like that. It's a very classic part. And the longer it is, the... Ah, shit. It didn't save the long one. The longer it is, the classier it is. That's the rules. Damn it, it doesn't save any of the flip things. I have to like do something in between. I have to like draw and then erase. Oops. And then flip, and it'll keep the flip. So the description of the character again, make sure we got everything. Old and weary from a long life at sea, and now thrust into service against his will, he is over it. He's not an angry man, just old, tired, and grumpy. Already bald, he still has a long gray beard and a bushy mustache, though he has long since given up on maintaining them, so they have grown untidy. As a sailor, he is lean but muscular, so I need to make him a little bit leaner. Accustomed to physical work, but not muscle-bound like other youthful adventurers. He still wears simple work clothes most days, so I gotta decide what simple work clothes means. In his time and adventure, he's taken to wearing light armor when needed. Nothing more complicated and expensive than a simple leather jerkin that he could slide over his regular outfit. He occasionally wears a headband to keep the sweat out of his eyes. I'm gonna keep him bald, because bald supremacy. His packed weapon is a bronze trident granted by the sea hand whom he serves. Since entering into his pact, he also finds pieces of driftwood and seaweed. That's the seaweed right there. Find their ways into his pockets and on his gear. Finally, he is never far from his pipe, one last pleasure that he can enjoy as he lives out the latter years of his life. So that's his pipe. Now, do I want the pipe over there, or fucking long over there, or a little bit shorter over there? It looks appropriately exasperated. Yeah, he's got, and this eye over there is closed, like it's just perpetually closed, and that eye is all buggy. Have to go already. Sorry, you have fun. Thank you, Mars. Thank you for stopping by, and if you feel like seeing any other characters, then the VOD will be here on the channel. So you go have a good night. Or day, wherever you are. If you play D&D, then probably night right now. Oh, unless, although I do have some Australian players in some of my groups, and so could be morning. Could be like afternoon. Alright. This pipe angle is very important because there's going to be smoke coming out of the pipe. Here it's still at an understandable angle, but it kind of blends with his shoulder. Here it's at an unrealistically long angle, but it's very visible, and it's in that empty space over there. That was my original plan, was for the pipe to be sticking out here, but just based on the angle, it might not work just because his body's in the way. And here is kind of realistic. He's kind of facing the direction that he's going, but that makes the right side very busy and the left side not busy. So I think of these three, I like this one the best. It's still gonna sort of fill in the empty space, but you'll just have to realize it's a pipe. I can probably adjust some of the angles as I draw the shoulders. Now I need to make him leaner and decide what his work clothes are. Trying to do a bald shine on his head. Needs to be at a different angle. There we go. There's a bald shine on his head. A great big bushy beard. Okay. Clothes. Oi. Ow. Ooh. Let's look up some inspirations. Look up some leather armor inspirations. So simple leather armor, simple set leather tunics and jerkins. Kind of clasped in the middle, so we can clasp it in the middle. And it's usually sleeveless or short sleeves. Usually sleeveless, it looks like. So we'd have like maybe just a puffy shirt, sleeveless leather on top. All right, let's do a third layer. Make this one low opacity. Actually, you know what? Let's just turn that one off. And this one, low opacity. And this one we can draw on. Okay. So simple leather, it would be like clasped. Swing, swing, swing. In the middle. Swing, 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 swing. And a couple of those. Swing, swing, swing. Swing, swing. Swing, swing, swing. Do 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 do. Let's give it some fray on the sides. Get the nice like old guy with a jean vest kind of look. And if he's lean and muscular, he'd have shoulders like that. Bruce? Whoop. Arm would be a little bit more down like this angle. Man, this old guy could kick your ass. Okay, and his, if that's his leather and it goes like that, let me see if I can find a better angle for these little things at where they're not competing with the beard for attention. They're both pretty good. That one definitely doesn't really compete with the beard. That one kind of competes with the beard, but not really. Tough call. Tough call once again. I gotta make tough decisions that are meaningless in the long run. And will look fine either way. That's the life of an artist. Control S. Save this. D and D, dwarf, sailor. He doesn't want to put in the ampersand. Did you know that the word ampersand, where that comes from? Why it's called an ampersand? I think there's probably some posts about this online that like everyone saw at some point. Ampersand is a it means literally and per se and. Like the words and per se and is 4 words. Like and you know, kind of like and. And for example, and. Which is very redundant. And the symbol itself, since we're talking about D&D and the ampersand is a symbol of D&D, like how it got this symbol, it was et, the French like, or Latin, et, like that. Et tu, Brutus. And that's also, a, in French, that's still also and. You combine those together. And you get that, basically. It was like a combination of the letters E and T that made a quickened little letter. Swoop, swoop. And that was just the et and symbol. And people were just like, you know, and per se, and. Yeah, that's factual. Alright, I'm gonna go the lazy way with this. If I make it small like this, then I will feel the need to draw other things on the leather to fill in the space. If I make it big like this, that's all I need to draw on the leather. So that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna draw that. Now, how do we make his... you know what? Let's leave him sleeveless since he's a sailor. Where, he's got to have big ol' sailor boots. Everyone needs some big ol' sailor boots with the big ol' cuffs like that. Big old pirate boots. But he's also lean, so we gotta decide how big to do him. We can draw them first. Let's draw them first. Probably wouldn't be flats. They'd probably be like heels, wouldn't they? Slight. It's honestly fine just as that. Now, but how do we want to adjust its size for his build? Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Might need to move it inwards a little bit, but that's pretty good, just that size right there. We can adjust the size and the angle if we need to later. This is probably correct. Yep, that looks correct. This one, the heel is right here. We've got like a triangular front. Different angles and sizes. Let's adjust it. Click and drag this. Seems about equal there. This part is That's a little bit. There, yeah. That's a good angle for this shoe. It's a pretty good angle. Not the best angle, but a decent angle. It's a workable angle. This one, the heel is fine. We need to adjust this. Yeah, all right. I think I need to lower those cuffs because they kind of look like knee-high boots right now. And you know what? You go Frostlagen, you live your whole life. Be proud of your hoe self. That seems pretty good, but dwarves are pretty stocky. Like most of a dwarf's body, like ratio is torso. That's how dwarfism works. Whether fantasy dwarves need to abide by medical dwarfism is a debate that I'm sure people could have constantly. But even if the limbs were a little bit shorter, this would still pretty much just be right under the knee. So let's go a little bit lower. You can always go too low on boots, but sometimes going too high looks weird. The waist on this man would be about right there. The crotch would be about right there. So yeah. That's a little bit below the knee. Actually, no, I can do the whole thing. There. Yeah, that leg would be a slightly different angle. That's fine. No one's going to be able to tell until I told them. Until I pointed it out. Actually, I I think I need to adjust that angle. When it's that low, it looks a little bit wrong. That could be okay. Just this for now. Yeah, honestly, that looks pretty good. It looks pretty good at that angle too, I think. Maybe this heel needs to be a little bit lower. This foot needs to be a little bit lower. Or maybe just his whole self needs to be angled. I think I'm gonna keep it as is, like this. Once again, that's something that no one's gonna be able to see that is wrong. I'm starting to get better at that. And like, to get over my perfectionist tendencies and going, no, this isn't quite perfect, this isn't quite right, I need to spend the next half an hour fixing it. To be able to look at a thing and go like, no one's really gonna notice this unless it's pointed out to them. No one's really gonna notice unless I point it out to them. That I just have to let it go. I'm just getting better at letting it go. I'm getting a better eye of which things are visibly off and which things are not. But sometimes you just gotta make sure that it doesn't look weird. That there's not something like, even if people can't tell what's wrong, that it isn't obvious that there is something wrong. Okay, let's here. Look at the change in body shape that I drew originally. Look at this square. Look at this square man. And then boom, lean. Like before and after of like 6-month exercise programs. Be like, I gained this much muscle in 3 weeks, which is impossible. I like this difference. I like this superposition. You, the guy she told you not to worry about. Man, I love this grandpa. I want this grandpa to beat me up. Which spots are the spots that I need? The trident, the hand, and the head. Everything else can kind of go away. So trident, hand, heads. Trident, hands, head. Trident, hand, and head. Let's copy that and paste that and delete everything else. Now we just have those. Now we just have that layer. Now we just have the trident head and hands. So the head is there. Now we can move the hands around. That's a decent angle already. Let's keep that and then draw and try out different angles. I feel like I don't want the straight arm angle. Let's see what this gives us. Pretty good angle. It looks like a farmer with a pitchfork. Let's see, what time is it? It's only been an hour. That's good. Time flies. Time always flies when I'm drawing. It feels like I am never able to finish too much when I'm doing, especially when I'm doing drawing streams. But it feels good to be able to have done this in an hour. That feels good. This one, as far as character designs go, it doesn't have a whole lot of complex armor, so it's probably a little bit simpler. I can just kind of focus on anatomy and simple clothes. So this was a good starter one. What? This hand angle is important though, because it has. This one is the whole composition, because it's whichever area or angle I have the hand at is also the angle that the trident is at, and that affects the whole composition of the piece. I could have a bigger hands like that. Definitely not. That's lowering a little bit too much. So that. I don't hate that. That's pretty good. That's a little too long. That's a little too short. That's a little too long. That would be the middle ground there. So either this one or that one. It depends on if I want bigger Mega Man hands. Got big old Mega Man hands. Or if I want slightly more realistic like that. Reminds you of Master Roshi? That's awesome then. It does seem kind of like a description of just like old lean guy. I mean, you have the big old super powerful version of Master Roshi. Now, if instead of seaweed, his eyes were like doing a cartoon bug out of his skull because he was seeing some sexy lady, then it would be Master Roshi. You can do an anime nosebleed. Draw like a Kame. Draw Kame just like sitting next to him, just be like, oh geez, there he goes again. I think I'll go with that. I think I'll go with this. I do like exaggerated features, have big hands, big feet, Mega Man style. But I think I'll have to go with. It's a tough one. This is an important decision for me. This is important for me. This one, the hand is not very noticeable, but it's more correct. This one, the hand is more noticeable. No one's gonna notice it's incorrect. It's bigger. Just knowing myself, I'm probably gonna end up going the bigger one, so I'm trying to just really decide if there's a reason to go smaller. It's just boring. It's just boring if it's smaller. Go big. Do the big one. You gotta rework the arm a little bit. So you're definitely going to be seeing more of the back of his hand than the front of his hand. Big ol' hands. Thumbs are not that long. They also don't go at that angle. Most likely I'll just have to stick with that. This thumb needs to be a little bit more over the other fingers. Ooh, actually, you know what? keeping those lines erased is a very anime style, where like they will often have like lines not really like they will erase the line connecting things to kind of imply touching skin, as if the outline between it has dropped. So that's actually a pretty cool style to have it not separate, to have it knocked together like that. This little mistake line looks really good because it makes it look like muscles. I love it when things work out like that, where like the scraggly lines and stuff actually kind of give a better look to it. That's why I love sketches. I think people put way too much stock on clean line art. It doesn't need to be. Let lines be dirty. It looks cooler. More professional art should have messy line art. Wider. There. Here, doot, doot, doot. And the elbow shouldn't be over here, but I think I'll make it over there. Seems too scrawny still. Even being lean seems a little too scrawny. his arm is at that angle, his shoulder wouldn't be like that. His shoulder would be more sideways. Like that. And that would be his bicep line down there. The hand eagle's wrong. Let me see if I can fix it. That looks good right there, I think. I just have to be right that. Need to redraw this seaweed a little bit because now it is no longer being affected by gravity correctly. There we go. That's the right fill in the angle. Okay, now just his trident, and the lines are basically done. Alright, let's do a line tool for this. Is a line tool? Yes, it was on erase mode though. Hold on, new angle, or new layer. So the ground would be at about his heel level, or a little bit less. We're gonna need a little bit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Four, 5, 6, 7. Thicker? Nah, it should be thinner. There, that's pretty good, like that. Alright, let's do the point of the trident. What's the point of it? To stab things with it. I feel like I'll need line smoother for this, but somehow it's actually looking pretty good even without it. I think it's a little too. I do want the middle to be shorter, the sides to be longer. And this should be inward a little bit more. There, I can delete some of this, make it at a better angle. Definitely looks like a devil pitchfork. But let's make it, let's make it a little bit more iconic. First of all, let's we can put seaweed on if we wanted to. Now that hanging off. I wonder if we should, I feel like that would look good rather than just have that. So we'll put that on a different layer. We want to make it a little bit ornate, so let's have some teardrop shaped, water droplet shaped. This needs to be higher and smaller. It's causing an unfortunate tangent with his boot, but I might just have to accept it. Or we could just leave it off. Could do it like that, where it's sort of uneven. I'll keep that as is and move it around if I need to. Now this top part, that's pretty cool. That's definitely something that, like, a Poseidon trident would look like. good. Just all teardrop shaped. Let's do one teardrop there. Let's just leave that off. Maybe just a little circle. I like that trident. That trident is good. Okie dokie. You can get rid of this stuff on this layer. And then after, I think we're done once I erase this stuff. At least I'm done with the lines. I could choose whether to color it tonight or whether to save that for Sunday. just need to get rid of this teardrop. And just let this be a stick. Should I get rid of this one too? No, I do like the second one. Okay, so that, I think, is the end of our line. Oh, no, wait, I was gonna draw some seaweed. I'm gonna draw it so that it doesn't intersect. Could just be over this. Doesn't look as good there. Competing desires. I think I'll just keep it as that. I don't think I'll draw the seaweed. since I drew this cool diamond shape, if the seaweed was hanging off of the trident, it would be covering up or doing a tangent with the diamond, and you wouldn't be able to see it well. Neither of them as well. It does look cool to have seaweed coming off. But if we're just going for design, then this design is the clearest. Actually, let's make it wider. Have a little splish splash going on in it. I want to clean his beard up a little bit. Which is funny since he's got a scraggly beard, but I just want my lines to be more visible. Yay! Alright, I think I'm done with the line art of this guy. It's very cute. I like this style, very cartoony. Where's my flip button? Looks decent. Looks decent either way. Doing curls, doing curls, doing curls. Now, let's see. It's been 2 hours. Do I want to do anything else? Or do I want to call it a night? I think call it a night. Because this is drawings for other people, but first and foremost, I gotta make sure that I'm enjoying it. Thank you, Sprockets. I think it looks good too. I think it is a good drawing. I'm pleased with this drawing. Sometimes the drawings I do on the channel are like, I kind of wish it came out a little bit different, but this one, no, I really like how it came out. Where is that layer? Let me get rid of that. And Control S, save that. So this is our drawing for tonight. A dwarven sailor named, what was it again? Let me check this. Named Angus Frostflagon. It's a good dwarven name. A 312-year-old dwarven sailor. So, thank you for watching tonight. I hope everyone has a good night. And I do think I want to color a little bit. I feel like it will be a simple color job. I don't think I need to do too much shading or anything with that. I think I can just do some simple block colors. Maybe some, like, you know, pastelish sort of lighter colors. But I'll do that on Sunday. I'll do Sunday and I'll start another drawing on Sunday. At the same time, late at night. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I'm gonna make myself some dinner. I'm feeling good and happy. So, goodbye everyone. Sleep tight. Gotta suck in my hand. And take off my fake mustache. Feels good. So long.